President Donald Trump's return to the United Nations was never going to be dull, but this time the drama started even before he reached the podium. Forget geopolitics, Trump says the UN greeted him with a broken escalator and a busted teleprompter. But here's the twist. While Trump painted himself as the victim of faulty machinery, the UN has a different story. So whose version do you believe? Trump's tale of UN sabotage or the UN's account of self-inflicted glitches? Here's more with the story.
If the United Nations thought hosting US President Donald Trump again would be a smooth ride, they clearly forgot to factor in the building's escalators.
President Trump, why did you cancel the meeting with Chuck Schumer?
Or his relationship with teleprompters.
I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless, and that way you speak more from the heart.
Trump arrived at the UN General Assembly with First Lady Melania Trump, only to find himself stuck midway up a sudden frozen escalator.
All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen, but she's in great shape.
Trump quipped, pointing out that both he and Melania managed to stay upright. The dramatic ascent ended with the president trudging the rest of the way on foot, hardly the grand entrance he probably envisioned. The United Nations has a different version of the escalator fiasco. According to a UN spokesman, the great mechanical drama unfolded when a videographer, part of the US delegation, bravely moonwalked backwards to capture the perfect shot of the first couple and inadvertently triggered the escalator's built-in safety mechanism. The result? A sudden halt mid-climb. Then came the speech. Barely minutes in, Trump complained that his teleprompter had abandoned him.
I don't mind making the speech without a teleprompter because the teleprompter is not working. I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless.
But this wasn't it. Trump then fired a warning shot with his mouth.
I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
For a man famous for unscripted riffs, the malfunction turned into another stage prop in Trump's ongoing saga of tech betrayal. Not that it stopped him from lashing out at the world. In his just under an hour address, he argued that recognizing a Palestinian state would reward Hamas. Then, the president went on to pull up Europe for its migration policies and accused it of failing to cut off Russian energy products. He also dismissed climate change as the greatest con job ever. In between these fiery points, he also revisited an old grievance. Trump remembered how he once bid $500 million to renovate the UN complex with marble and mahogany, only to be passed over.
It would be beautiful. I used to talk about, I'm going to give you marble floors. They're going to give you terrazzo. I'm going to give you the best of everything. You're going to have mahogany walls. They're going to give you
The result,
plastic.
According to Trump, terrazzo floors, plastic finishes, and a price tag that ballooned into billions.
They had massive cost overruns and spent between $2 and $4 billion on the building and did not even get the marble floors that I promised them. You walk on terrazzo. Do you notice that? As far as I'm concerned, frankly, looking at the building and getting stuck on the escalator, they still haven't finished the job.
But the UN wasn't about to take all this lying down. Officials reportedly quickly pointed out that Trump's team had actually brought its own teleprompter, and the UN's version was working just fine.
Excellencies, as we are receiving queries, I would like to assure you that don't worry, the UN teleprompters are working perfectly.
Of course, Trump wasn't done. On Truth Social, he declared the speech a great honor and insisted the broken escalator and faulty teleprompter had only made it more interesting.
Why did you cancel the meeting?
Ever the showman, Donald Trump managed to spin technical glitches into part of his performance. Another chapter in his long-running reality series titled Trump versus the World. Because really, only Trump could turn a global stage meant for sober diplomacy into a stand-up routine about bad escalators, dodgy teleprompters, and terrazzo
Whoever's
floors.
operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka Joe.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
$1 trilhão.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.